Hi YouTube family, welcome back. If you're new around here, my name is Hedy Shaw. I'm a movement coach and a personal trainer. I support individuals to build strength from the ground up in a way that really supports them to remain mobile and build strength. And in today's video, I want to take you through a spine and rib cage mobility exercise that you get a sense of how mobility works. And what do I mean by mobility? There's this massive misconception around what mobility should look like. And oftentimes when I talk about mobility, they're like, yeah, I need to be doing more stretching. But stretching is not necessarily the answer to everything. And oftentimes when we actually gain control over our movement, stretching becomes unnecessary because a lot of our issues and a lot of our stiffness will go away. So give this video a try, and if you enjoy this, make sure that you check out my upcoming class called Mobility Class on March 19th. I will link it down below. Check it out. We'll love to see you in the space. So for today's session, we will need a cushion and a wall space that we will be using for some of the exercises. Ideally, be bare feet for these exercises so you can sense your feet. If not, if you don't feel comfortable, that's completely okay too. So without further ado, let's get started. So we start by lying down on our back first. Have your right arm in an L shape or open up fully. So we don't want to get distracted. We want to be relaxed in this state, meaning if being in this position and you feel a lot of stretch in your shoulder, you're being distracted. So we're going to go open so we can keep our body and upper body as relaxed as possible. So the left arm is going into this position. If you've got neck tension going on and this, just by holding in this position, you feel a lot of neck tension, we're going forward towards our knee so you can feel that stretch and you're not burdening your neck with a lot of pressure. Like I always explain, soft inhale. So we want to master the art of soft inhaling, meaning when I inhale, you shouldn't be hearing my inhale and I shouldn't be moving my shoulders or neck at all. So it's like ninja inhale. We softly inhale through the nose, full exhale out through the back of your throat. You're sighing it out. Our goal is to get our exhale as long as we can, ideally to 8 seconds. If you're new to this practice, so it's okay if you finish that exhale in 5 seconds, but your goal is to build up that momentum so you can reach a higher level of exhale. We're here for 5 to 10 reps of breath. Feeling that rib coming down and in, closing. Soft inhale through the nose. Full exhale out. You perhaps start feeling that your chest and the back of your ribs are expanding in new places. Maybe they've never expanded before. Continue keeping the inhale soft, exhale long. We keep going for 3 more breaths here. And you can rest. When it comes to rib and spine mobility, the idea is we first and foremost expand the front and the back of our rib. We just started breathing to the left side behind our heart, which tends to be more restricted in this exercise. Now we're moving into the next exercise that the goal is for us to open up our chest just a little bit without our rib flaring up. So for this exercise, we're transitioning to the wall space, feet on the wall, have your whole feet flat nicely on the wall. If you've got a yoga block or a foam roll, you can put it between your legs, so you're making sure that you can maintain a nice full attachment on the feet here. Or you could even use your cushion between your legs. That could work as well. So we start dragging our feet down towards the ground, so getting those hamstrings nicely activated. And then we are going to tuck our butt under us nicely. So what I mean by tuck our butt, when I'm relaxed here, my pelvis is pointing into that direction. If I find my bones, they're pointing into that direction. Now we want to have them light their shines towards my face, so I'm tucking, or like in a way you're becoming almost a timid person, right? Like we're clenching, not clenching our butt, we're tucking our butt under us. We're creating that nice length, almost a flat, neutral spine position. While you're getting that butt tucked under you, I also want you to imagine that your tailbone is lengthening towards your heel, so you maintain that nice length in your spine without shortening it. So when we get into that position, keep dragging the feet down, feeling that hamstring. When we're tucking our butt under us, we start feeling our hamstring a little bit lower down as well. So now we're starting with 2 breaths before we start our actual exercise here. So inhale into the side of the ribs, get that diaphragm expanded, full exhale out, sigh it out from the back of your throat. We're here for 1 more, getting that rib nicely coming down and in, creating that nice connection, integration in the core. 1 more. When we get that, so now I want you to have your elbows bent on the side, like in almost a 90-degree angle on your elbow. So without you losing that contraction that you created in the core, you start pushing the back of your elbow into the ground. So when we do that, what it does, our chest beginning to open up just a little bit. So we're maintaining that force on the ground without our rib flaring up. I don't want you to do this, right? So we want to keep everything as tucked as nicely, keeping that neutral position, and we're pushing the back of our arms into the ground, creating slight spaciousness in the chest. Now we start breathing. Our inhale matters. It's one of the main focuses here for us to get that nice expansion there without the rib necessarily flaring up or our lower back arching. We still maintain that nice long exhale out. 1 more time. Keep going for 3 more. Perfect. You can nicely rest. So now we created space in our chest. We got some breathing done in the back of our heart. Now what we want to do is expanding that back rib. So we're getting into a nice tabletop position. We're rounding our upper back into a cat position. So we're creating as much roundness as we can. Tuck that butt under you. So you have 2 options, either stay here or lean forward. In order for you to lean forward while maintaining that roundness, you require some wrist mobility. So if you don't have it, please stay like shoulder over the wrist there. If not, we're leaning forward. It's completely up to you. We continue maintaining that push through the ground. Softly inhale into that upper back. Nice long exhale out. You want to feel that rib coming down and in. Make sure your head is not dropping. Your head is nicely lengthened along the rest of your spine. Eyes on your fingers. Keep going. Soft inhale into that back rib. Now your breath is taking the path of least resistance into your upper back, and that's exactly what we want. And as we exhale, our rib comes down and in, hugging everything nicely in. Let's do one more. Keep that inhale as soft, as ninja as possible. Exhale. So now we inhale, we begin to take the exercise to the next level. If the next phase of the exercise is too difficult for you, please stay here and continue with this breathing. So we inhale and lift one hand, have it hover on the ground. We full exhale out. When you're completely empty, gently drop the hand down. Inhale into that back rib. Lift the other hand off the ground. Push the ground away from you. Nice full exhale out. We want to feel that rib coming down and in. Feeling that obliques connecting, that integration of the side body as we're pushing the ground away from us and as we exhale. When you're done with your exhale, bring that hand down, inhale through the nose. We always focus on our inhale through the nose. Lift the other hand, full exhale out. Having that rib come down and in, fully integrating on that side body. Dropping it down, inhale again, expand that back rib, keep pushing through the ground. Drop it down. For all these exercises, we're looking at 5 reps. So you can rest in a nice child pose position. Now we're going into our upper spine or thoracic spine, from the base of our neck all the way down to right here. So have your hands crossed like that. So imagine again you're staying nice and tall. Take a soft breath into that back rib, and we're slowly coming down one vertebra at a time. So we're coming down really, really slow. As you can see, I'm not pushing the hip back, or I'm not letting the lower back get involved. So imagine your pelvis and your lower back is your anchor, is holding you, and obviously your core will be working as well. So we're going down one vertebra at a time. Full exhale out in the bottom, and we're slowly coming up without anything changing in my lower half of the body. So keep going. Inhale here. One vertebra at a time. You might feel like this is that you don't have a lot of room. That's okay. So with every rep, we want to find a little bit more space in our body, in our spine, getting a little bit more flexion going here. So one vertebra at a time. In our mobility session, our goal is to take an active role rather than a passive role like in stretching. When we learn to move our joints, things begin moving a lot better than if we just passively stretch things out. So let's go. Again, we're here for 5 rounds. Take your time. If you need to do more, that's okay too. But we want to put as much intention as we can to every single rep that we're doing. So one last one. Full exhale in the bottom. And we're slowly coming up and allowing our core to hold us nicely there. So now you can move your cushion out of the way. Now we want to get our lower back to work. So we worked our thoracic spine, now we want to get that lower lumbar spine working. So have your elbows down, so you want to feel nicely and secure in the bottom. So start thinking that you're pulling your elbows, not only you're pushing your elbows down, you're also pulling it towards yourself. So you're creating some upper body tension, almost as if you're locking your upper body, because the intention of this movement is not moving the upper body. It's mainly about moving the lower body. So we're creating a nice roundness throughout our spine. And we're focusing purely on our lower back. So we're slowly creating that nice arch, one vertebra at a time. See, I'm not doing this, right? So I'm only focusing on moving that lower spine here. Take your time. You're creating a lot of tension on the ground to hold you, and at the same time creating control over your lower spine, imagining that you're moving through thick air, and you want to bring control and awareness back to that part of your spine. Again, we're here for 5 rounds. We're going to take our time. I want you to go as slow as you can, and really feeling that you're moving through thick air or even thick mud. So creating that intrinsic control here. So we're here for 2 more. Taking your time. Once again, if you've got lower back issues, if any direction of this exercise feels painful, I want you to stay in the pain-free range, meaning you get to have the range a little bit. Instead of being here, you're going to make it a lot smaller, something that feels comfortable for you. So we keep going, one last one. Perfect. You can rest in a child pose position for a second. So now you can come on up to a seated position, however that feels good for you. Just feeling the heat that you built up in your whole body. On your shoulders, in your hips, in your neck, in your spine, in your feet, even in your brain. Take a soft breath in. Nice relax, exhale out. Bring gentle little motion to your body, and you're all done. Great work, friends.